Well, hello, 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 and welcome to another episode. Now, today we're not talking about ladies listen up, but sort of in a way. I just realized that it's been over a year since we started, it's story time, and we kind of just stopped. We didn't have balance here. Wait, don't let me get started before I let us know, before I get to the beginning. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Like, that's Liz, what we like, share, and subscribing about today. Well, today I wanted to get back, and as I was going over, this is our fourth quarter. We've been really, really hitting hard about money and asset diversification, and I said, you know what? We need balance. We need to talk about balance. So we're going to start back up the It's Story Time segment to where we're actually reading through books that's going to help us balance, right? You're having your nice, warm robe, getting your, you know, preparing a nice, warm cup of tea or cider. I love my mug. This one says, "We rise by lifting others." I really love this mug, but there's nothing like curling up with a nice book and a nice cup of maybe hot cider or tea or just something to, kind of warm the insides. It's autumn now and it's getting a little bit breezy outside. So this is the best time for us to kind of, understand and learn to put some balance in there as we're growing our assets and as we're balancing and juggling all the things that we have to do, the things, we're going to start reading through some books, okay? And I said, you know what? It's time for me to get back to my reading, get back to my books. But I wanted to get back to stories and story time. So last year we started with In the Meantime by Iyanla Vanzant. And this was a book that's finding yourself and the love that you want by Iyanla Vanzant. And this was actually a New York bestsellers or hit the New York bestsellers list. But you know what? As we shift, we'll get back to the Iyanla one. But right now, I want to start reading us through Table for One. Okay. The Savory Girl's Guide to Singleness. And I started reading it, and there was a lot of aha moments. And I said, you know what? I might as well share it because, there's a lot of us single gals out here that, just need a guide to help us understand how to walk through this singleness. I've learned that it's actually fun dating yourself because you really, really get to know yourself. And sometimes, if you go through it begrudgingly, because you know what, I ran into a thing. I think it was Dr. George Fraser. It was Dr. George Fraser where he talked about, life being hard, choose your hard. He talked about marriage being hard, single being hard, choose your hard. And I what I got out of that was, you know, either side, sometimes we think it's the grass is greener on the other side. But I think if we just really, really stop and really get to know ourselves and then make decisions from that place of not because society says there's something wrong with being single or, because you're going to a restaurant, I do it all the time and I don't always have to take a book with me when I go to a restaurant. But it's like you go to a restaurant and people say, are you meeting somebody? Or it's like taboo or shame to say, no, I'm dining and dating myself, and it's okay to do that, right? So I want us to go through, just a little bit about, this book, and I think this is an amazing read. It's uh, Camerin Courtney. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. Camerin Courtney, and it's Table for One. And this is actually really funny when you start when you think about that, like you go and you feel like, what do I do? But I've taken myself to the movies and some of the best times I've had is like really just honestly just stopping and getting to know myself. And not just saying, not just saying it, but actually living in it and enjoying it, right? This is the time to get to, get your and everybody doesn't want to, be married or be in a relationship. But for those of us, that do, I would love to have a relationship or be in a good, healthy relationship one day. But the thing of it is in this time, in this season, it's a time to embrace where I am and just really, really, finally get to know myself. Sometimes we get lost in relationships and we don't allow ourselves to grow and to blossom into the fullness of who we really are. So this is like a really, really good time. It's a time to like embrace it, right? And really understand, there's some tools that we can use to really, really enjoy the time of singleness, right? Can we talk? I mean, really talk about what it's like to be single. If you're like me, it's a roller coaster ride. Loneliness when I sit in a sea of happy couples at a church, or joy during or the joy during giggly girls night out. Disappointed over the unmet expectations for this phase of my life. Happiness because I'm free to travel at the spur of a moment. That is true. And the aspiration at being asked for the 247th time why I'm not married yet. You hear that. You also hear, I can't believe that you're single, or I can't believe this, or whatever. Well, you know what? That's the reality of the situation, and I'm embracing it and I'm enjoying it, right? So pull up a chair and I'll let you in on a few singleness survival secrets I've learned over the years, mostly through trial and error, such as creating a family of friends, pursuing other dreams, and letting men and our family off the hook. In these pages, you'll find a much needed reminder that God's crazy about us single girls, and the true satisfaction is found in the arms of Mr. Right, but in making the most of whatever God gave us, even if that's a table for one. I love that. Making the most of whatever God has for us, even if it's a table for one. This is an amazing story. I'm going to actually go back to the beginning and go through the introduction. You know, some of the content that we'll be talking about. And you know what? Whether it's a table for one, or read the menu, or read your book, I need to put my sexy specs on so I can stop blubbering over these words. All right. So we're going to have some fun here, just understanding and creating some balance. Because everything doesn't always have to be that so serious. When we're talking about our money over in our other segments, yeah, that is a serious topic, and we want to definitely put our time into that. But one of the things about being successful is to create and have balance, right? So some of the things that we're going to talk about in the It's Story Time and our first read, Table for One, we're going to talk about in the contents. So why are you not married yet, right? Antidote for the single girl blues, singleness and scripture, solo on Sunday morning, single groupies and dropouts, home for the holidays. Ooh, that's a big one. Holidays. We're getting into that season now, where we're in that holiday season, and everybody looks at you like there's something wrong with you if you're not all booed up. Home for the holidays. Oh, mother, leading men. What are friends for? We are family. Maternal urges and lusty longings. Lusty longings. Oh, we're going to have some fun with this, y'all. This isn't what I expected. 3 reasons why men aren't the enemy. Male bashing and other guilty pleasures. Bad boys. What you gonna do when they come for you? Going solo. Where do we go from here? This is going to be very, very interesting. So I just wanted to give us a little bit of an introduction as to what we're going to be doing on this story time. And yeah, again, I know men say, well, where's our stuff? Well, actually, men, this is for us. This is our, it's story time. So anyhow, just wanted to give a little bit of an introduction as to what we're going to be doing on the It's Story Time. And I think there's an older one on there a year ago with Ayanna Van Zandt, and we have not finished going through her book, but we are going to read through Table for One, starting number 1. So if you have any suggestions as to where we can, go from here, I would love to create a book club. Ladies book club, guys. I am really, really serious about us ladies coming together and supporting one another, not only in building a strong financially astute movement, but to also create this, how do we navigate through, where we are and be okay there, be good there, be happy there, be content with it. So anyhow, this is the introduction, and I look forward to reading through Table for One. You know what? It's going to help me to be disciplined as well, because I can't just leave you hanging. So if you have any ideas about how we can do this virtual book club, I mean, we can use Zoom. There's a lot of things that we can do to create a book club for us ladies. Doesn't have to just be single ladies, because we can learn a lot from the married ladies as well, and vice versa. So I look forward to you joining the Ladies Book Club. Alrighty, what is it? Stay fearless, listen, learn, and leverage the information. I want to have some fun. Alrighty, bye for now and stay fearless.